Hello, welcome back. So if you click on this video, it's because you want to learn how to use AI to book actually meetings. I'm gonna share with you how you can do that yourself using AI, Claude Code efficiently. Because the last 8 months, today is August the 5th, and it's been 8 months since AI's love, AI has drowning us into thinking that everything is AI. That right now, the most important thing is being real and using AI to be real. Okay, so I'm gonna share with you a process that I'm building currently. Hopefully, from there you can understand how you can use AI from my personal experience and from the systems that I build correctly so that you can generate actually meetings. Okay, so here's the thing. This is to advertise go to market OS, and this is the system that I've been building for the last 8 months, right? And every single day, every single month, sorry, I try to update it so everything is up to date based on the learnings, based on the data, based on everything. Okay, so we have our clients, right? And thank God we document everything that we do for our clients. That was a mistake that we did in the past, that we were so poor on communication and also on documentation, and we learned that. So the first thing that I should say to you is that if you want to book meetings, you should have context, and that context comes from your clients. That if you have some, if you don't have any clients, what I recommend to you is to start doing a content and start doing outbound, and that outbound should be towards your 100 dream lead list, and take your time to actually create the message and deliver value at a scale. Okay, so what I'm doing right here is because based on I have context and we have clients, what I do is that I gather all that documentation and I turn it into context. And then I also have the CRM, my personal, my our the company CRM, and then I just analyze every single deal that we have, what they shown, what they done, what they buy, based on the meeting transcripts. Okay, and then we have a matrix where we're able to basically analyze why people buy and for what specific reason. And then what we do is then we take AI to try to find companies that are in the same position. And I connect Cloud Code. My Cloud Code is connected with a bunch of API keys. So we have Exa, we have Perspio, we have Instantly, we have a parallel a web system. So we have Apify, we have Serper. Okay. And what I'm doing right now on what I'm currently building is something where you can, like, I'm probably gonna share a general public version of this to everyone because this is really important. Now we're what we do in the system is that I'm able to forecast the company that I want to sell to. So I create the list based on the data that I just told you that I gather. I reverse back engineer that data and I say, hey, these are the companies that we want. And then we have this specific system that I'm finalizing. I'm finalizing to build some specific add-ons. We have the system that gonna search the web first on the free web first to find those companies, and then we're going to enrichment with the data that we want. Okay, and then we qualify. So basically, the pipeline, as you can see here, can now take a qualified buyer end-to-end, score account map, do the messaging. Then it's gonna go to my approval, and then we send, and then we have this feedback loop that compounds over. Okay, and this is something that comes from all this PVP and PQS. This the way how I get my clients. This comes from Jordan Crawford. He's an amazing guy. And what it is that I basically get that methodology, and I start using AI, and this is the important thing. I started using AI. I treated AI not as the tool that's gonna create me the strategy, that's gonna create me the messaging, is gonna create how to do the things. No, I decide how to do the things based on the data that we see. Okay, and then I start asking hard questions that you should ask yourself, such as why people are buying my product. And sometimes you don't even know. You think it's because X and Y reason, but then you see the data and it's for other reasons. That is the specific context that you want. And then the thing that you want to do is then you're gonna analyze all the data, put the data through the data into Cloud Code, and try to deconstruct the data so that you have a specific story that you can work on, think through on, because you cannot let AI to do everything. Okay, you should be pretty intelligent in a way on how you QA things, how you do quality assurance on things. But overall, I would say that if you want to generate meetings, then this is an go-to-market thinking with AI, you should be so specific about the data that you put to the AI. One, and second, I would say that if you want to book meetings with AI, you should own the strategy. Okay, and that's something that you cannot deliver to AI, right? And then it comes to the messaging, and this is probably the most important part. Here it says that that the payment cannot take a qualifier end-to-end score, account map, message, and my approval. AI is really good at multiple stuff: research, scoring, Python, code, but they are not good at connected with the human. And that's where you come in, because with your understanding about your customer, about how you talk day to day, about how you know your clients talk and how is their language, you should be really aware about the messaging that is getting out. Okay, and you should not rely on AI to do the messaging. I like like 2 years ago, you had ClayGen, you have Clay, you have the AI function in Clay, and then you were able to generate snippets, AI snippets for your messages, for your emails. Right now, AI is being so sophisticated that if you ever want to like share an update to someone else using AI, you know what happens? They're not gonna understand anything. They're not going to understand anything. If I say like, hey, give me an update about what we're doing, and I share that to a specific teammate, they're not gonna understand shit. And it's because Claude is being so sophisticated, and all these models are being so sophisticated that they are not good at explaining things to a human, just to a machine. Okay, so I would say that use AI to what matters the most. Build system like this where you do the scoring, the account map building, the messaging, the feedback loop, but you decide if this how you want to do this, right? You decide what's the data that is gonna be in. You decide if that makes sense, if it doesn't make sense, because you hold through it. Okay, AI is just a tool. And then on the most important thing, on the message, you need to connect to another human, and that only happens if you have context about the current world, about what the people is going through, about what your clients are going through, and based on that, you reverse engineer that data to create an actual message that people would pay to receive. Okay, so that would be it. This is what I'm currently building. Go to market OS. I'm gonna put the microphone right here. Probably you can hear me. Hello. Yes. And look, this is something, and this is just for you to understand. I'm creating a permissionless value proposition builder for the messaging. I'm creating multiple packages, what I'm doing right now, but the main idea is like, look, I do outbound for ourselves, and look, we generate a 500 company list of all these potential customers that I can possibly have that are just had a fun round of funding. Okay, and what I'm doing right now is building all this seed, because then this goes instantly to one of our campaigns, and from there we get meetings. And this only happens because I understand the market, I understand the strategy, I understand how this works, and based on that, I'm able to replicate the system for me and for other clients as well. Okay, all using Cloud Code, using APIs, and powering Cloud Code with the APIs that you usually use with Clay, but now in Claude. And that's the other thing. Now Clay for me is no longer my engine, is now another enrichment tool. That's it. And this is how we get meetings. So I'm gonna share the results of this specific thing that I'm building, because the previous ones were actually good, but I want something recent for you to share, for me to share to you. So let's wait on 2 weeks and let's see how it goes. But this is something that I'm currently building in, and I think that AI works when you build with him, not you don't let AI build for you. You build with him correctly. You are really good at doing QA, and the most important thing, you remember that you're talking to humans, and this is only the way for you close the gap into idea to final output. But you need to be there, because you're going to be the guy who's going to be talking to me in the meetings to those potential customers, and you're going to be the guy who's going to close them. Okay, so that would be it. So thank you so much. I hope you find this fantastic, and yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.